my fellow humans, and welcome back to another daily dice where I ask the dice a message and find out what that is. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for anybody that is new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And should these messages happen to resonate with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. So with that being said, today we are getting a channel message. They did black magic, and now we're going to find out what is going on now. So this is someone who tried to do black magic on you. This is someone who really tried to affect your life and your destiny. And Source wants to bring through a message and tell you what's going on. And also I feel like Source wants to remind you just how protected you are on this journey. Okay, so Source, they did black magic, and now what would you like to share with my fellow humans? Okay, thank you. He did black magic, and now what would you like to share with my fellow humans? And if you're wondering which deck I'm using, we're using the Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle deck, okay? So what would you like to share with my fellow humans, Source? They did black magic, and now what oracle card will help us better understand what's going on now? Okay, thank you. Okay, we've got the mask on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, okay, so I heard that they're trying to save face. Like, people are recognizing this person for who they are, and they're trying to save face. They're trying to not appear as the bad guy because they wanted you to be the bad guy in the situation. And now they're having to, like, cover their tracks, but they're not doing a very good job of it, right? Because they were very vocal about how they felt about you. They were very vocal about the lies and the gossip that they were spreading about you as well. So let's see what else comes through. So they were doing black magic, and now what would you like my fellow humans to know? They were doing black magic, and now what would you like my fellow humans to know? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we've got the 5th house. We've got Aquarius energy and the sun. This is someone who wanted to affect who you were interested in. So maybe you told this person about your person, like who was your love interest, or who you were trying to get together with, or who you wanted to see. Also, they wanted to affect your soul tribe, your family. And then they also wanted to affect the way that you appear, like your appearances. If you were like trying to lose weight or trying to work on becoming more fit or becoming more lean or very muscular or anything like that, like they were really trying to affect that. I do feel like there was a part where maybe this was affecting you, but it wasn't actually what they were doing. It was because you were dealing with the effects of the trauma inside of you that you were trying to heal. Okay, and that's what this feels like. It's like Source is saying their black magic didn't work. Don't worry about that. But what happened was that you had to face some parts of yourself, and it might have been magnified by this person doing what they were doing. Okay? What we see here with the 5th house, they were really intimidated by your strength. They were intimidated by your confidence. They were intimidated by the fact that people naturally gravitate towards you. So you could have a really good energy, you could have a really good mind, you could have a really good perspective of life, or all of those things combined that actually like make people gravitate towards you. Very kind soul, very compassionate as well, and very unique. And this person had a huge problem with that. They really wanted to be in your shoes. And I feel like this person maybe tried to do swap destinies with you, but obviously Source wasn't about that. Like Source is like, not going to happen on my watch. It's just not going to happen. And so they really wanted you to feel insecure about yourself. They wanted you to feel like maybe tried to attack your vitality and tried to psychically attack you and make you feel like you weren't as talented as you were. And so this person really went after quite a bit of things all at once, but it didn't work. Like, it might have worked for a little while, but I feel like it's starting to backfire on them. So, you know, I never, ever, ever recommend doing black magic. If you're a white witch or a white warlock, that's fine. But black magic has a huge price to it, and we don't know exactly what that price could be, right? And so if they were trying to do something on your looks, then chances are that was them having something come back on their looks, right? And something coming back on their prosperity, something coming back on them in a very, very negative way. But right now they're trying to save face, and they're trying to make it seem like they didn't do anything wrong, but people are starting to see their true color show. And Source was like, everything that you went through that might have seemed like this person's spells were working was actually something you were already going to go through, whether or not this person did what they did or not. Okay, so like, this person is not very powerful. This person is just really relying on, look, I split the deck, and we've got the Ace of Swords, and we've got the Page of Coins here. Yeah, this person really is relying on just the hope that it's going to work for them. They're not very powerful, though. They're not very connected either. This is someone who's very stuck in the mundane, and they're not tapped in spiritually, and so they're not able to actually call on any spirits for help. They're not ever actually able to call on even their own ancestors for help, okay? So let's see what else comes through here. Wow, right away. Thank you, Source. They did black magic, and now what do my fellow humans need to know? Okay, this one wants to come out this way. On the bottom of the deck. Yeah, we've got the 9 of Coins here. This is a thing, like, and now you're seeing abundance, and now you're seeing prosperity, but also you're seeing through the illusion, and the illusion of things that are keeping you from seeing the value of yourself. Right? So it's like, it may be like you took 1 step forward and 5 steps back, but you took 1 step forward and 5 steps back so that you could reevaluate how you were looking at yourself and how you were treating yourself. And that had nothing to do with this person. Okay? Let's see what we've got. Wow, thank you so much, Source, for that confirmation. The 3 of Swords in the reverse talks about taking a step forward and taking 5 steps back. It feels like there's always this back and forth energy, like I'm not making any progress. And that's what I was just saying with the 9 of Coins, and we have that confirmation with the 3 of Swords here in the reverse. This is so powerful coming in. And I feel like this person felt that too, like they're very attuned to what struggles people are going through for the sake of their own benefits, right? So it's like, this is someone who, they may have good intuition, and I use this loosely, but they have good intuition for the sole purpose of people suffering and making themselves feel better. And you might say that's a narcissist. Again, I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but that's the energy that's coming in, is that this is someone who uses their intuition to make them feel like they're doing better than everyone. Okay, what else do we got? Yeah. Here's the thing. And then with the Knight of Swords, I love this confirmation. What I was getting from the 9 of Coins, this is all just confirming that, like, you had to come in and save yourself, right? The Knight of Swords is all about saving ourselves from ourselves. Saving ourselves from our negative thoughts, saving ourselves from our negative self-talk, saving ourselves from our patterns and habits that aren't serving us any longer, and rushing in and taking care of that. And so in this energy of taking steps back and not making any progress, you had to save yourself from that. It wasn't what this person did, and it never was what this person did. This was going to be a part of your journey all along, okay? And now you're getting to see that prosperity come through. Now you're seeing that, look, justice is being served. I can't with you. We've got the Justice card, and under that, we've got the candle just went out. We have the 10 of Coins in the upright, too. They're going to feel like what you receive is unfair, but it's not. It's just everything turning in your favor because you did the work. You did what was necessary to get to the next level, right? So you're getting all this abundance coming in, and this is not just money. This is good looks. This is prosperous thinking. This is abundant well-being, right? Health. This is all things that have to do with the physical world and our physical body in this world, and it's all coming together for you. And this person's going to have to watch that. That's going to be this person's, I mean, if you will, karma, is watching you find success. What else, Source, would you like my fellow humans to know? Thank you. One more. What else? Okay, thank you. We've got Capricorn energy coming out with ambition, realism, and methodical steps. It was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time until you began to see prosperity. So, like, I feel like maybe this person was trying to use you to become well known. Like, they're very much in this, like, the Leo shadow of being the center of attention, wanting fame, but for all the wrong reasons, not wanting to help people, just wanting it so that they can basically rub it in people's faces. Like, oh, I'm famous, ha ha ha. You know, like, you don't live the life I live because you're not famous. That's like the type of energy this person has. And that's why it's like when you were in their energy, Source wasn't letting things move forward. And it's also why you've had to heal from this person, because this person has been attached to you for a long time energetically, and you've been working through all the traumas that led up to you inviting that person into your energy. And that's been a process, right? It's been a long process, but you've gotten through it, and it was only a matter of time until things started turning in your favor and started looking up for you. And now you're building a very strong foundation for yourself, okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have the sun coming out again. We have self-express and embody your truth. Yeah, so you're definitely shining very bright. This is like your main character season right now, which is awesome energy to be in. You're definitely going through a glow up right now. And I feel like for you, you're like, it's been a long time coming, right? Why do I hear that song, A Change Gonna Come, like that? Who sings that? A change gonna come. Oh, I don't remember who sings that song. If you know who sings that song, would you please comment that down below for other people? I really appreciate you doing that for me. Everybody that participates in doing that, it really does help me out. But we have Seeker, it flipped over here. The light attributes is thirst for wisdom and truth wherever you are. And the shadow is the inability to commit to a path once found. And I feel like that's the thing, like you're a seeker, and I feel like this person latched onto that and thought that they could zap that from you and they could become that. But to be a seeker, like you have to consciously put in effort. Like you can't just hope that it's going to fall in your lap and everything's going to work out for you. You know, like you actually have to get up. There are a lot of people who believe that manifestation is just me imagining what I want and me doing nothing to get there. And that is so untrue. Like you have to actually take action to get where you're going. Right? Let's get one more of these. Flipping out. Yeah, the Alchemist. I love this energy for you. The transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. The shadow is misuse of power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. So I do feel like this person does do spiritual practices, but I mean, obviously with black magic, that is technically considered a spiritual practice. It just depends on how you look at it. But they don't have the ability to alchemize what they want in this life. And so they're constantly struggling against source and struggling against, like, it's a resistance. And now they're experiencing great resistance because I do feel like you're a special individual here. I try not to use the chosen, but it did come through. So you might be one of the chosen, and as a chosen, like, they went up against that. And so source was like, no, because they have a greater purpose here, and you're not going to interfere with that, right? So you're here to serve people, you're here to help heal people, you're here to help bring people to light, you're here to help bring people to love. And this person had ulterior motives, and they're definitely walking in the shadow. And I mean, of course, I feel like you would have to be to practice black magic. You would have to be walking in the shadow. And that's exactly where they're residing at. And so they thought that they had power over you, but you have source and your guides, and the angels on your side and the universe or the spirit, whatever you call it, God, Jesus, whatever you call it, you have that on your side. It's this very powerful energy, and it's just like, it's not like, what is that? Why do I hear that? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm pretty sure that's a line from the Bible. I'm not sure, but you know, that's what it feels like right now. We have the monk and the nun. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. We have selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit, right? And then the shadow is negative judgment of the physical world and excess piety. Okay, so you have this huge connection to spirit, and I feel like they thought they were going to ride that to whatever it is that they had in mind, and it's going to be different for everybody. Well, I do feel like for them it was prosperity and popularity. Like they wanted to be seen by the world, and maybe you're going to be seen by the world. You're going to be helping people. Look, we've got learn from the past with Elephant coming out here. This is something that you've been healing from, is what this person put you through, and you're doing a really good job of that and letting it go. It's not been easy, though. I feel like there's been a lot of people who've hurt you in your life, and this was just kind of a culmination of that as well. And letting it go was something that was like, you know, holding you back, and that's why the 3 of Swords in the reverse is here as well. And on the bottom, look at this. We have life is a mystery. The Bobcat spirit with 8. So clearing out karmic cycles to bring in your abundance is coming through, but also that life is a mystery is a confirmation of what I was saying earlier. It's like, even if this person didn't do what they did, like, you still would have gone through the things that you're going through right now because it was a part of your journey. Like, this is something that you were meant to go through in order to heal something that otherwise wouldn't have been triggered, right? So it's like you made a whole bunch of progress, but then you had a huge recession, or I'm sorry, you had a huge regression, and in that regression, you were like, oh my gosh, like something's happening, you know, there's all this negative energy around me, what the hey is going on here? And no, it wasn't. It was just a part of your journey so that you could actually heal from the wounds that maybe your progress you were covering up because you were working so hard and working so diligently that you were actually running away from the wounds. And we do that sometimes, right? Our traumas in our past, it's so heavy and it's so difficult. Like, we'll pour ourselves into work so that we don't have to think about it, or we'll pour ourselves into what we're doing so we don't have to think about it. And even if you were doing shadow work, like maybe you weren't doing shadow work on this particular area of your life, and because it was too hard to look at, and that's okay, right? It has to be triggered in order to come up. So we have conquest. Like, I can't make this energy up. Just another notch in the headboard, or the real deal. Actions speak the loudest. So they used you and they thought you were just something to conquer. You were some sort of conquest for them. On the bottom, we have public image. What did I say? They wanted to be famous. We got worried about appearances, can't relax, and conceited. This person, they think they are like God's gift to men, God's gift to women, God's gift to people, whatever it is that you want to say here. That's what it is that they feel. They feel like they deserve to have all the fame. They feel like they deserve to be in the spotlight. But you know what? At the end of the day, like, people don't get into the spotlight by doing nothing. And it might seem like some people do, but we don't know what's actually going on behind scenes, right? Like, how do you know that person's not really working hard for what they've earned? You don't. We only see what we're seeing, right? What they are showing us. Look, give up the previous plan, release old patterns, embrace change, and clear the way for renewal. So you're letting go of something that was hindering your progress. Let's see what this says. The house 2 coming out here. We've got physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. You seeing your value and your worth is what's manifesting as material abundance, right? But it had to be you seeing your value, you seeing your worth. Our money is energy, and money is all based on how we see ourselves. So if we don't think highly of ourselves, it's hard for us to manifest more money. You might be like, well, there's people out there who don't think highly of themselves that make a ton of money. Right, but also our belief system about money is so vital. So it's like, if you grew up in a impoverished home, chances are you have a poverty mindset. If you grew up in a wealthy home, you have an idea about money that it's easy to make. But it's still easy to lose. And you'll see a lot of people who don't think highly of themselves go through periods where they're losing money very easily. Look at this. Reclaim your power with 44 here. Yeah, take back your power. Don't give this person power that they do not deserve over you. No one deserves power like that over you. So this is about you reclaiming your power and saying, you know what? This is me standing in my power and knowing that no one has control over me but me. Negativity. Like a dark cloud above you are depressed and extreme moods. So this person was like a negative part of your life. I feel like this person feigned positivity but used it against you in some way. Bell, call, warn, wake up, and signal. Yeah, you were definitely getting a wake-up call here. Like courage, bravery, adventure, fatal, and brilliant. Like this person also is very intimidated by your courage, but it took bravery for you to move on from them. This is the energy they're in. Chaos, instability, unrest, unpredictability, and corruption. Yeah, they're definitely in their shadow. Very much so in their shadow. Very much struggling in the shadow as well. Okay, so let's take a look at your card. I'm going to read this from the book. What have we got? Wow, we've got Ka, number 45. All right, so let's see what this says. Ka. Soul, astral, doppelganger. Interesting. It says, ancient Egyptians believed that Ka represented the astral self. This is the doppelganger, or the double, of the living person. In most myths, it was considered very bad luck to meet one's doppelganger in real life, as it denoted the separation of spirit from body. However, the astral self is said to travel short distances when the individual is asleep. Through the consciousness would view the world through the astral self at such times, rather than through the physical sleeping body. The Egyptians believed that Ka only left the body permanently upon death. This card represents your twin self, your soul. It suggests that you should tend to your more spiritual side and commune with the higher self, perhaps via meditation or yogic practices. What message is your higher self trying to communicate? Do you need more rest? Are you taking steps to live your dream, or are you just plodding along? The Ka card comes to remind you to face the world for what it is and embrace it in all its variety. Do not wait for circumstances to be perfect before you go after what you want, because Ka reminds you that life is short. Live it well every day. Do not move through the world as the ghost of yourself. And I feel like that's exactly what Source is trying to say here. It's like, for a time after this person betrayed you, after this person hurt you, or after this, whatever you went through with this person, for a time you were a ghost of yourself. Like you were just kind of drifting along, and that's why you were taking steps backwards. So it actually has nothing to do with this person doing black magic on you. It actually has nothing to do with the way that this person showed up in your life. It's just that they were sent as a massive trigger for you to deal with something that was incredibly traumatic from your childhood, incredibly traumatic from growing up, that was very difficult to be triggered otherwise. And that's what you've been working on now. And it's taken a while. That's been the wake-up call, right? And so now you're trying to manifest the life that you want, and you're working towards that, and slow and steady, and you will get there, right? Especially with the house, the second house coming in as well. Like, you're gonna get there. It's just taking time, okay? And this person, their karma is to watch you become successful. For some reason, I do want to read Mask as well and see what Mask says here. Okay, so Mask is connected with, look, deception, trickery, and duplicity. The Egyptians created elaborate death masks to place over the face of the dead within their sarcophagus. These masks would have been fashioned to resemble the deceased in a flattering way. It was the ancient form of airbrushing an image for posterity. The masks had a spiritual significance too, as it was believed that the dead would need to be able to recognize their own body so that they could return to and go forth into the afterlife. It was an effective way to identify their dead after the body was swathed in bandages and bindings. When the mask card turns up in a reading, it indicates that not all is as it seems. This card suggests that there is some degree of deception and duplicity at work. It could mean that someone is being dishonest with you, that you are acting in a way that deceives others. We all wear masks from time to time, hiding our true feelings and pretending that everything is okay. But if this becomes a habit, then you risk missing out on vital support when you need it most. Likewise, if you're pretending to be something you're not, then you may not even recognize yourself. Whatever the circumstances, the mask here is to highlight that some kind of duplicity is at work. Be on your guard and wait for the mask to fall before you make your next move. Yeah, so this person is definitely trying to save face, that they were very deceptive with you, and they did have duplicitous intentions when it came to you. And Source saved you from that, but I feel like that's the exact thing that triggered you in order for you to move into healing. And I know sometimes that's hard to stomach, but that's everybody out in the world is a mirror back to us of some part of ourselves that we've either hidden from or we've covered up or we don't want to face. And so if we're being triggered by someone in front of us, that's our blueprint for us to really dive into healing and dive into understanding of where we are in this moment. And once we let go of that trigger, we no longer are affected by it. And that becomes that's when we become incredibly powerful with ourselves and in the energy that we're standing in. Okay, so this is what I see here for you. If you felt like this was your reading, leave the little gold coin down below and say, by choosing to save myself and be honest with where I am in this now moment, I'm standing in a state of prosperity and all wealth is coming to me. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything in the description box in order to do so, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member on the channel. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, but I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming through to give us this very powerful message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.